We will talk about the leftover of EC2. So on the previous class, we have seen how do we start an instance and connect to an instance, right? Today, we'll talk about auto-scaling, group of instance, and elastic load balancers of instances. This auto-scaling and elastic load balancers are the two different concepts, okay, that are you can find within the EC2 service of AWS. You can find those two within the EC2 service of AWS. So what exactly elastic load balancer does is we can call elastic load balancer also ELB, elastic load balancer. The general purpose of elastic load balancer is to deviate the or to divide the incoming traffic into multiple instances. Assume that you have launched one instance. I'll call it as I1, instance 1, and you have hosted some website on that. Okay. Now you have opened that website to your client, so the client started hitting the traffic to your website, or I can say all this as your web server. Now client started hitting the traffic to your web server. As the time goes, days have been increasing, and you observe that your CPU utilization of your web server is going high. So what if your CPU utilization or the memory utilization of your web server reaches maximum level? Because clients increases day by day, right? Then your CPU utilization, the traffic will automatically increase. Most people started using your website. Now application started running with high loads, and automatically the CPU, the memory, the traffic in and outflow will increase for your server. Now at certain point, there may be a chance that this entire server can get collapse, or your website may get down. So this leads to production loss, business loss. So in order to escape from the scenarios, what we have done is we have introduced a concept called ELB, elastic load balancer. So what we do, between you and client, we introduce elastic load balancer as a mediator. Okay, now whatever the side of elastic load balancer that is facing towards client, we call that side as internet facing. Yes, because clients are in the internet, it is faced to the internet side, and whatever the side that is facing towards your instances, we call it as intranet facing. Observe the two words internet and intranet. Intranet means private, internet means open to, like this is LAN, this is WAN. Okay. Now for each and every elastic load balancer will have two sides. Now On internet facing side, you'll have one IP address. Now clients start hitting the traffic to the internet facing elastic load balancer's IP address. Now on the intranet facing side of elastic load balancer, what we can do is you can create one more instance with the same website. Okay, now and this elastic load balancer will divide the traffic between these two instances. Okay, the deviation of the traffic will be taken care by elastic load balancer automatically. It's like you cannot say, hey elastic load balancer, out of 100% of incoming traffic, you divide 60% to my first instance and remaining 40% to second instance. No, elastic load balancer will divide the incoming traffic, okay, to multiple instances with the same ratio. Assume that right now your elastic load balancer has 1000 requests. It will divide 500 requests to instance 1 and 500 requests to instance 2. This will be taken care by elastic load balancer itself. Now the question here is, okay, elastic load balancer, the purpose of elastic load balancer is to divide the incoming traffic into multiple instances. That is good. How does the elastic load balancer know if my instance 1 is getting high, then who, see, one is how does the ELB monitor utilization of instances? This is one question. Second, who and when launches the new instances? This is the another question. There are two questions. Addressing this first question, whatever the instances, okay, that are kept under the elastic load balancer will be continuously monitored by CloudWatch service of AWS. CloudWatch service of AWS. This service what exactly does is it pulls all the information of the I1 like CPU utilization, memory utilization, hard disk utilization, network incoming traffic, network outgoing traffic, how many users logged in, number of users logged in, everything information this CloudWatch will pull from your instance and it will show you in graphs. I'll call the graphs as matrices. In cloud, we call the graphs as matrices. CloudWatch will show the instance utilization report in the form of matrices. Okay. Now, CloudWatch knows CPU utilization, right? Every time, for every minute, guys, listen this. For every minute, it will monitor. For every minute, it will capture the utilization report, and it will show in matrices. Now, you can define a threshold for your matrices, saying that, hey, whenever my utilization report crosses more than 80%, launch one more instance. Now, as soon as your utilization report of this one first instance crosses 80%, okay, now this CloudWatch will tell whom it will talk with auto scale. Now, what is auto scale? Okay, you have to attach all these instances to your one group called autoscale group. That's the reason second question, who and when launches the, so autoscale group is the one who will launch the instances in that group. Now from CloudWatch, whenever it crosses more than 80%, the CloudWatch will inform, hey, autoscaling group, your utilization, your entire group utilization. On this entire group, how many instances are there? Only one. Is crossed more than 80%. It's better you start one more instance. Now autoscaling group will talk with AMI image. I told you, right? AMI image stands for Amazon Machine Image. From that image only, all the instances will get boot. On that machine image, you will have your operating system. You can even create your, you can see after, people usually what they do, first time they'll launch the instance and they install all the softwares like web server, website, everything, and they'll create one more AMI image. While creating the instance, what is the first step? From the AMI image, you create instance, okay, and you SSH or RDP, I mean remotely connect to that instance, and then you install all softwares. You add Apache web server and your website, everything to that instance. Now from this instance, you can take snapshot of that instance after adding everything. From the snapshot, you can create again one AMI image. We call this AMI image, whatever you created, as private AMI image that is created by you. This image consists of this base operating system of AMI image and the extra data that you have attached, the extra softwares, the web code, source code, everything will be on this AMI image. Now, your auto scaling group, whenever it is trying to launch a new instance, it will pull the AMI image from this private AMI image whichever you created. Okay, we call this as, for this first you need to create an image template, what is that, auto scaling group template. On the template you should keep this AMI image. Now auto scaling group will call that a auto scaling group template. Okay, from that it will launch new instances in that particular group. Any questions, guys? You can see on the auto scaling group, it is launching one more instance and it will, elastic load balancer is dividing the traffic to another instance. Like that, it can launch to how much extents. Means while creating the auto scaling group, you have to specify the minimum and maximum count of the instances. If I say minimum 2 and maximum 10, at least this auto scaling group always maintain 2 instances with same website and web code. If the 2 instances utilization crosses more than 80%, it will go for third, and then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that. It will maximum, it will go for 10. That's it. Because on the auto scaling group, you have set a limit, maximum 10. Okay, guys, auto scaling group is different. Auto scaling template is different. Okay, on the template you'll have whatever the AMI image you created. Okay, always auto scaling groups calls the auto scaling template, and from that template it will take AMI image and it will launch new instances. When it will launch new instance, whenever there is an CPU utilization occurs more. I got an chat. Hi Karthik, is snapshot a correct term after installing software's website on the base AMI? Yes. On our AWS, for your instance, you'll have the volumes, right, attached to that. Okay. In order to create AMI image, first you have to take the snapshot of that volume. From there you can create AMI image. You directly cannot create AMI image from the volume. It is not possible. I'll show you how do we do that. Now let us see doing this. So what I'll do, I'll launch one instance and collect to that, and I'll install some website, and we'll create auto scaling groups, we'll create elastic load balancer, and we'll see how that works. Here EC2, under compute category you can find EC2, guys. And I'm again once again I'm telling, whenever you first connect, you always check to which data center, to which region you are connected. Right now I'm connected to Mumbai region. Always check that. Okay. Now this is a dashboard where you can see there are no running instances. There are only one volume created. 5 key pairs we use for connecting to instances. This is like a username and password. No elastic load balancers, nothing. Now we'll try create. So before creating auto load balancer, I want to create auto scaling group. For creating auto scaling group, this is the previous auto scaling group that I have created for the previous class people. That's the reason I'm deleting it. I forgot to delete. Now it is fresh. Whatever the configurations that you do on the auto scaling group, I told you, right, the minimum and maximum count that we call as launch configurations for that auto scaling group. Okay. Now first, in order to create a auto scaling group, click on create auto scaling group. Okay. He's saying, hey, before you creating auto scaling group, step 1, first create launch configurations and then create auto scaling group. This is what he's saying. Okay. So we can create. That's the reason he is giving a shortcut here. Hey, create launch configuration. From here you can go for creating a launch configuration, or directly from the launch configuration itself you can create one launch configuration. Instances, images, where is that launch configuration?
Karthik?
Yeah.
Is private AMI image done, or it's only snapshot at that point?
Yes, only that point. After installing all the packages or everything, setting everything, you have to take that snapshot and you can create a private.
So for example, I created a snapshot today and I created my autoscaling group and all the other stuff. And I change tomorrow. And I need to take a snapshot again and configure it.
I didn't get you.
So I created a private AMI today.
Okay.
I created a auto scaling group and the template on the all the stuff
Okay.
for okay, and I made a change tomorrow
Where?
to my instance.
To your instance. Okay.
So I made a volume change in my site or something. Do I need to take a snapshot again?
Yes, you have to take a snapshot again of that instance. Now, second time on the auto scaling group template, you have to change that new AMI image. So whenever second time it launches the new instance, it automatically pulls the new AMI image and it will launch the new AMI image. But usually that is not the recommended way. You see, if everything is you done with all your changes and everything, then you go for launch, boss. If you want to go for another launch, this is you're changing the version of your production. Okay, then you have to take for your uh, this is also way you can do. You can change the AMI image and you can create attach that AMI image to your auto scaling group template. From the template it will launch the new AMIs and the site changes, but this is not the recommended way. It can work for only static website but not for dynamic websites, mostly not for high-end websites.
So, for example, in my applications, we have deployments every week or every 2 weeks. So, do I need to take? I need to take a snapshot every 2 weeks, I guess. Then.
See, this is one way of making a deployment changes. Okay, but this is not a recommended way. This is for the first time. This is we use this thing only for uh, what I can say, green deployments, not for blue deployments. Okay, do you know the difference between green and blue deployments?
No.
We call the green deployments as for the first time whenever you are setting up an environment, and the blue
Okay.
deployments are every time you make changes on the softwares of that environments. By
Okay.
using automation tool, you can we use the mostly the automation tool for performing the blue deployments. You will have
Yeah.
already the setup environments. What you do is you just the code on that environments. Okay, that is a
Mm-hmm.
different thing where your automation tool will only interact with the applications on that instances, not with the entire instances. But here you are calling the entire autoscaling group. You are dealing with the instance as well as the application. It means you are entirely changing the instance itself. We call this as green deployment.
Yeah.
For each and every change, the daily change, the twice or weekly change on your production code server, okay, we prefer always go with blue deployments, not with green deployments. Okay, that I'll tell you
Okay.
in detail when we are talking about the DevOps on this course. Okay, we'll talk about this also on the further coming classes. First, let us know what are the services, how does that work. Later we can talk about the different architectures, how we production, these changes and everything occurs. Now, some people might get confused hearing all these words. What is this green deployment, blue deployment? Don't worry, guys. On the coming classes, I'll tell you in detail. Now, okay, before even creating this auto scaling group, let me start one instance and let me create one AMI image, our own AMI image. Okay, recently we have launched one instance, right? And I just powered on. Let me power on that. On that instance, I have CentOS operating system. From here, you can see this instance I created from an AMI CentOS Linux 7. CentOS 7. I powered on it, and the key pair that is attached to this instance is my first 13. I can use this key pair to connect to that instance. It is still powering on. After power on, I'll get the public IP address. By using the public IP and the key pair, I can connect to this instance. Yeah, it's power on. I know I got the public IP. What is the software that we use? Putty. to connect to the Linux instances. Putty. What is the public IP? 13.127.78.141. From here you can see the public IP of that instance. Okay, and where do we load the key? On the putty software, on the left side click on SSH auth. Here browse. What is the key name? Test 13. Now I'll search for in my downloads for that key, test 13. My first 33. What is that? It's my first 13. Here it is. Now open. Yep. Now we are connected to that. Now let me increase the size of this. Okay. Now log in as CentOS, or what is that username? EC2-user. Now what is that username that we use? CentOS, I think. Duplicate session. CentOS. Yeah, CentOS is the username. Now I'll update my packages. This is the CentOS. CentOS comes under RPM based Red Hat. And Red Hat, how do you update the package? Yum install. Sorry, no, I'm not installing. I'm updating, right? Yum update. I'm updating all the packages. You need to be root to perform this command. Okay. Sudo yum update. I'm calling the root user sudo. Sudo calls the root user. No package marked for update. It means that all packages are up to date. Now I'll install some package. Sudo yum install httpd. This is Apache package. Now he's saying for installing Apache package, there are dependent packages that you need to install. Yes, go ahead and install. Now he's downloading all the packages, now installing all the packages and verifying all the packages, and he's saying complete. This package is installed along with the dependent packages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages installed. Now let me start the web server httpd. What is the command here? Sys systemctl httpd start unknown operation httpd. It's ctl. He's saying you required again. Sudo is required. Root is required. Sudo systemctl start httpd. Now it started. If you want to see the status, you change the start to status. You can see httpd is running. It means that that software httpd is running. If it is running, I should get a website. When I click on this instance IP address, I should get a website. A sample website that is given by httpd server, Apache server. No, this is not reachable. The website I was not getting. Why? What would be the possible reason, guys? The possible reasons might be one, your instance security group is blocking that. Click on the security group, go for inbound rules. Yes. Port number 80 is not allowed. Your firewall is blocking. You have to add that port number 80. Edit, add rule. HTTPD works on HTTP protocol. When you say select HTTP, it automatically changes port number 80 to whom? To everybody in the anywhere. Means 0.0./0. Everybody can access this port number 80 of my system. Save. Now let me refresh. See. Earlier the extra firewall, the security group is blocking my instance. This particular thing. Now this is the website. Okay. Now this is the custom website given by Apache just for testing. Testing 1 2 3, your website is loading successfully. Now what I'll do, I'll keep some different website. I'll download and I'll keep some different website. Download sample HTTPD, sorry, sample HTML website for free. I'm searching in Google so that I can download some sample website. Okay, I'll download this sample website. Where is the download? Here is the download. Okay, it is downloaded in the format .zip. Now let me open up that zip. Okay, I'll extract it. Right click, extract to Helios. So it is extract to a folder called Helios. Where is that folder? Here. Helios free website template. Guys, this is the source code of this website. This is the code of that website. Okay. Now, whenever you call this index file, the website should load. Okay. Now, if I try to open this index file from Chrome browser, open with Chrome or Firefox, anything. Okay, I'll use Firefox. Now that website should call all, this file calls all the remaining files in this folders and it will load the website. Mm. My Firefox is updating. What a time coincidence. No, not now. See, it loaded this website from C. Users Karthik downloads Helios website. From here, it loaded this website. Okay. Services, portfolio, about. Okay. Now, I'll keep the same website on my web server. This web server. Okay. Basically, where we keep all the web server on this Apache, the code is website code is there is a folder called cd. I'm changing directory to the folder /var/www/html. Under this folder, you'll keep all your website. So, how do I keep that website is in my system? But I have to connect remote. I have connected remotely to my web server via putty. There is a software called Winscp that uses to copy the Windows files to Linux systems. I have already installed that software in my system. Winscp. Winscp stands for Windows Secure Copy. to Linux systems. I'll open that software, and from this software I'll connect to my server. New version is available. No. Close. Which servers I'm trying to connect? Enter the server host name. What is that server IP address? Here 13.127. Copy, Control C, and then here paste it. Control V. What is the username? CentOS. Okay, and the password. Okay, before going with username, I want to create a password for my root user. On this, sudo passwd for root. I created a password for my root user. By default, whenever first time you create, the password will be not there. Now I'll connect with root. What is the password? P at the regardless of org. Now it is not taking. I think we need to connect only with that standard sudo CentOS user. Control C. CentOS. And where is the key? Authentication. Browse that key. Now this time you don't need to keep the PPK key. You have to go for PM key. My first 33. On downloads, no? Okay, guys, browse for PM, not PPK. This is not putty. This is some other software. It supports PM. Okay, even here he's saying I'll support only PPK, not PM. Okay, now browse for that PPK. Here PPK. Okay, login. Now it connected. The left side is my system, right side is remote system. Right side window is remote system, my server, web server, Linux server. Left side is my Windows system. See user Karthik documents here you can see. Here you can see /home/CentOS. Now let me copy my website. Where my website is under documents? No, under downloads. Where is the downloads? What is that folder name? Helios free website, right? This is what the source code. I'll copy entire this Helios free to this remote location on home/CentOS. Now it is copying. Now I'll go to Linux on that cd/home/CentOS and I'll see whether that is copied. Here it is that. Okay, I'll go to this. Here all this website content. Now what I'll do, ls-la gives all the information. Here the owner for this is CentOS. Okay, for this entire website is CentOS. Okay, leave it. Now I'll copy all this scp star means in the directory whatever files are there, copy it to var www/html. Permission denied. Okay, I have to keep sudo again. Sudo scp. Not scp, it is cp. Now I copied. Okay. Hyphen R stands for recursively, forcefully. Hey, forcefully you copy all this thing I said. Now if I go to cd slash var slash www slash html, there you can see these are copied. Okay. Now let us see. Let us restart this Apache web server. Systemctl httpd, sorry, restart httpd. Now it restarted. Now if I reload this page, yeah, we got the website, right? Okay, on the server I have installed this website. Now it is serving. Now I'll execute one more command. What this command does is chk config httpd on. Whenever you power on the server, web server, automatically this httpd software will start. Okay, I have to be a sudo chk config httpd on. This command, what it does is whenever you power on the server or restart the server, automatically the httpd always starts. Okay, now let us check. I'll shut down the server. Shut down, sudo shutdown -h. Now power, the server is going down. What happened? What is the command? Sudo shutdown -h. Okay, just I have given -h. I haven't specified the time. Sorry. Reconnect, duplicate session, CentOS. No, it's going down. Okay, when it will go? Now it is stopping. Basically, what happens, guys? You have to power on the server and you have to start the HTTPD service. But I have given a command chk config HTTPD on. For every time it power ons, you don't need to start the service. Automatically, the service will start. What HTTPD service will start and will start serving the website. That for checking that I am powering off my machine, and I'll now power on and I'll check whether the website is starting or not whenever I power on this machines. Now it is in stop mode. Okay, now I'll power on it. Action, instant state, start. For every time you power off and power on, the IP address will get changed for that instance. Earlier the IP address is 78.141, right? Now it has changed to something like 89.138. Okay, now I'll copy this IP address and I'll paste this IP address. Enter. See, automatically that website is powered on. Now I am ready, guys. I am ready with my server, website installed, and everything is good. Now what I'll do, I'll take the snapshot of this volume snapshot, right? For this instance, this is the instance unique ID given by Amazon. Okay, I'll name something my side, web server. This is my I give a name for my remembrance. T2.micro is the instance type. This is the availability zone running. Okay, everything is good, good, good. What is that volume attached to this instance? What is that information? That I can check from my volumes left side. Where are these volumes? Volumes here, volumes. Last EBS volumes. There is only one volume that is attached to which instance? This is the volume ID. To this web server instance, right? This is the web server instance. So I'll name this volume also web server volume. Web server volume. Okay. Now I'll take a snapshot of this volume. Select the volume, actions, create snapshot. And this is the name that we have web server snapshot. Web server snapshot. Description. I'll keep it as testing. Anything you can write here. Blah blah blah. Now creating a snapshot has started. How do I check whether the snapshot is created or not? On the left side under EBS volumes you can see snapshots. If I go to snapshots here, see, if it is still it is running, it is not, it is pending, it is creating snapshot, it is taking a snapshot of that web server. Guys, any doubts till now?
Karthik, can you show me how to create a snapshot once again?
Volumes, select the volume, go to actions, click create snapshot.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, now the snapshot has created. Okay, now from the snapshot we have to create image, right? That is what I said. From instance volume create snapshot, from snapshot create AMI image. Now select the snapshot, go to actions, create image, name the image. I'll keep it as web server image, description, testing, and leave this as it is. Do not change anything, architecture, root device, don't change anything. Just create. I got a question from someone. Who's that? Adikai. Hi Karthik, is snapshot a correct? Okay, not this one. In VMware we call it as a template. Okay, no. How can we manage the public IPs if it is changing every time? Will be available automatically in snapshot? No, the public IPs will change every time. Now EBS volume here, EBS Elastic Load Balancer will automatically know what are the public. It will capture the public IPs for that instances that you launch. Automatically, it will pull that public IP, new public IP information from your autoscaling group. Here, from that AMI image, you create instances in your autoscaling group, right? As soon as you create instances in the autoscaling group, okay, there you'll get new IP addresses. These new IP addresses, this elastic load balancer will automatically link that new, it will know, elastic load balancer automatically finds out whatever the new IP address it is given for the new launched instances. Amazon will take care of it. Okay, you don't worry. Now let us see image is created or not. That you can check under here. Under images, go footer AMIs. No, still image is not created. Now you can see image is created and it's available. Image is web server image. I'll name it as again web, for my remembrance, web server image 1. My name that is given. This is the actual image name that we created while that we have given while creating it. Now from this image, we have image, right? We have done these things, this step. Okay. Now let us create auto scaling group, elastic load balancer, and we'll see that. Go to auto scaling group. Create auto scaling group. He's saying, hey, first create launch configuration. Okay. Launch configuration. Here you have to select which AMI image for every time to launch. My whatever the AMI image I created, right? That you can find under here, my AMIs. And here you can see different categories are there. Quick start, AWS Marketplace, Community AMS. No, you can find my image under my AMIs. Here you can see the web server image that we created. Testing. I'll select this. Which instance type? Whatever the T2.micro, that is the instance type that will pull. Configuration details. What happened? Choose instance type filtered by all instance type current generation. What happened? Cancel. I went to auto scaling group, create auto scaling group, create launch configuration, selected para virtual, virtualization type para virtual, type HVM. Okay, I have to change the virtualization type to HVM while creating it. Okay guys, I'll go to EC2 snapshots. Again, I'll create one more image. Sorry, cancel. Create image. Type new web server image. I'll type that as hardware assisted virtualization, no para virtualization only. Great. I changed the virtualization type to para to hardware assisted virtualization. Okay. I'll go to images. Give it some time until it creates. Now select any one of the instance type. I'll select e2.micro. Now here you have to name the launch configuration, some name. Okay. See, for this launch configuration, I have told what AMI to choose and what is the instance type always to launch, and this name of the like my web server launch configuration. I'll write the name. Do you want to enable detailed CloudWatch monitoring on this? If yes, just click. If not, leave it. Guys, if you see CloudWatch, if you enable the in detail CloudWatch monitoring, it will start monitoring the memory utilization and everything. Depending upon that memory utilization and everything, also you can scale up and scale down the instances. If you don't enable the CloudWatch monitoring, by default, even CloudWatch monitor will pull the CPU utilization. Okay, I don't want to get price myself to cost myself, so I don't enable it. But whatever the free metrics that he is giving the CPU utilization, from that only I'll scale up and scale down. Okay, now advanced details. All this, just leave it. Next, add storage. Same, I'll keep the same storage for every instance. It will add. It will keep the same 20 TB storage. Security groups. Select an existing security group. Always I'll add the new instances whenever they launches to the same security group. What is that security group? Auto scaling security group 1. Under that, port number 80 is open. Okay, that's good. Next, create launch configuration. See, for this launch configuration, whenever I would try to connect, I'll use this keys for connecting. Now, whenever I have this keys, by using this key only, then I can connect to that instances that are launched under this launch configuration. Now I have created launch configuration. This is the second phase, creating auto scaling group. Okay, launch this auto scaling group is creating for this launch configuration. So name this auto scaling group web server auto scaling group. Now how many instances at least to start with this auto scaling group? I need at least one instances. Okay. On which VPC you want to launch always this auto scaling group? Select the VPC. I'll go with default VPC. On which subnets? Both subnets. So what it does, it will launch this auto scaling group launches across the different availability zones of the same region. Okay. In Mumbai region, there is one VPC network, LAN network that is on two different availability zones. So whenever this launches, this is on both the availability zones it will launches. Now scaling pro, yes, I want to scale between 1 to maximum number how many? I'll write it is here T 3. Till 3 instances it will scale maximum. This auto scaling group. When, on what basis? Average CPU utilization, yes. Target value to increase group size. There already I created an alarms. This is the previous alarms I created. I created one new alarm. For increasing when it has to increase the group size, auto scaling group size. For that I am creating an alarm called. I'll call this alarm as this is send notifications. I don't want to send notifications to anyone whenever average CPU utilization greater than or equal to 60 percentage. Okay, for continuously 5 minutes, one consecutive period of 5 minutes. If I say 2 here, it means totally 2 into 5, 10 minutes. If your CPU utilization is more than 60%, then it will launch new. It will create alarm. This alarm triggers in launching a new instance. Say create alarm. I'll keep just one. Create alarm. So whenever this alarm triggers whatever we created, it will increase, add one instance to my group. Warm up time is the time that takes to start and stop the instances. To decrease, similarly, that's it. I don't want to define any threshold for decreasing the instances. For this scenario, I'll just keep for increasing the instances only. For decreasing also, you can say decrease group size. See, whenever you can say like create alarm, whenever my CPU utilization of overall AWS this auto scaling group is less than 20% for continuously 5 minutes, delete one VM, remove one VM instance that we created previously. This is what the decrease policy is. Now notification. Do you want to send any notifications to someone? No, right now no. Tags for our remembrance? No. Review. This is what we did. We are creating a autoscaling group name. Web server autoscaling group. Minimum one instance. Maximum 3 instances. Okay. In which both the subnets of VPC. 5 minutes. Grace period. 300 seconds. Increase when and this is the scaling policies we have defined. Greater than or equal to 80%, less than or equal to 20%. Sorry, greater than or equal to 60%, less than or equal to 80%. No notifications, no tags, nothing, just create auto scaling group. Now it created. As soon as it created, if you go to Amazon EC2 instance, EC2 instances, you can see it will start launching new instance. Hey, automatically it created one instance. See, initializing, still it is initializing. The auto scaling group, I told at least one instance has to be there on this auto scaling group, right? It started creating auto scaling one instance. When you can see even the time also, it started at 9:12. It's 9:13 just now. If you click on the IP address of this instance, I should get that website, whatever I designed. What is the IP address of this website? Here it is. Yeah, I got that website. Now, so auto scaling groups automatically it will scale up and down, right? Now what I'll do, I'll forcefully I'll terminate this instance and I'll see whether auto scaling groups I can create one more instance. Okay, I'll terminate this instance wantedly. Terminate. Yes, terminate. I terminated this instance. Now auto scaling groups has to create one more instance. Let's see whether it creates or not. It will wait for that five minutes. No instance is available, then it will launch.
Karthik, Karthik.
Yes, who's this? Dattu?
Yeah. So I see that a new instance is created, right? Because we specified only one minimum one instance, but there is also an original instance, right? That's still running.
No, it's you can power off, nothing, no problem with it. It's up to you.
Okay. So if I want to do any changes, I should do on the running instance or the original is like there's no use for any original instance right
No,
anymore.
see, the original instance just for creating AMI image, I have used that as an referrals.
Hmm. Okay.
Let's launch a new instance, copy the IP address, paste it, you'll get the same website. Okay? If you increase the load, I'll increase the load on the CPU. How? Mm-hmm. I'll connect to that instance. Greater than 60%, it has to launch, right? I'll change that value. from 60 to 30%. Go to auto scaling group. Action, edit, scaling. Where is that scaling policies? Decrease group size, increase group size. I will edit to 25%. Save. This is talking about less than. Add one instance when 60 less than or equal to CPU utilization plus infinity. Okay, we'll try to generate some traffic on this instance only. Is the security group of that instance is allowing port SSH? No, it is allowing only port number 80. It is allowing even SSH. Then I should connect. Instances, running instance, my first 13. Okay, copy this, open PUBG. What boss? Why it is not allowing? Okay, this is only for custom IP, not anywhere. My IP is different. This is what my IP. Now it should allow. What is that? CentOS. What is that key name? My first 30. Hmm, if you see sudo yum install htop, no package htop available. The CPU utilization is very less. One second. Install. See, out of 100% CPU utilization, it is using very less, in not less 0.7 percentage. How do I generate 60% of traffic CPU load on this? Any guys, any idea?
Simulated traffic to the website.
Hmm. It's not about simulate the traffic. I know the commands to simulate the traffic, but how to increase the load of that? Hmm.
Usually they use separate softwares for that, Karthik. They simulate the traffic and all the stuff.
Apache Bench is in default Apache package that creates this traffic. A web server. From this web server only, I'll create the traffic. Maybe hyphen and I'll go to 5,000, 50,000 for every 1,000. What is it web server for IP address? 52.66.146.46. Go ahead. Let us open one more tab and let us monitor this utilization of this. 1.3%, 2%. That's it. Even though I'm creating a traffic, it is not sufficient.
That is a small website, Karthik.
Yeah, that small website.
You need Java for CPU.
I am sending 5,000 requests per second.
Yeah, I think these
But
resources can easily handle it. That's a small, really small website.
so whenever it finds, automatically it will trigger. Okay, that's it, guys. That's it for today. Any doubts on this topic? No, it went 33, 37 percentage. Any doubts? Nagaraju, Raj, Sachin, Shankar, and
No, bro,
Aditya.
okay.
I want everyone to do the same on your accounts. Just create one instance and install some website, autoscale. See, I have chosen T2.medium, but guys, you choose micro instance, just 600 GB RAM. Okay, 600 MB RAM. Maybe that increases that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for today class, and we'll meet up tomorrow. We'll much talk about elastic load balancer. Today we just spoke about this autoscaling group, right? We'll see how do we attach elastic load balancer to this autoscaling group. We'll see it on tomorrow class. Thank you.